Hey everyone, it's Guardian Modes. Just a very quick update. So I'm sure most of you caught up by now with Tommy's situation. He's going to be appearing in Westminster Magistrates Court tomorrow um, to face those spurious claims about physical harassment against those two gentlemen. That nonsense. We all know it's a stitch up, but if things actually don't go down south for Tommy, this may very well end up with Tommy being remanded, locked up in solitary confinement behind prison bars. It's gonna the process is just gonna start all over again. And I'm sure you've heard Jeff Taylor say this is the government and the judicial system what they're doing to Tommy. It's intentional to keep him locked up and silenced, censored indefinitely. They're trying to levy these charges one after another, back to back, against Tommy, so that he can never be let out. He'll forever be silenced. He may not even have the option of um, seeking political asylum in the United States or making any connections with the Americans over on the media platforms and all that. Prominent figures, J.D. Vance, perhaps Donald Trump and Steve Bannon. But what I think will happen is that Urban Scoop will call, inevitably, they'll have to call for a number of peaceful protests to be held for Tommy. I think this is a brilliant idea for the government and our politicians to be held to account for the way that our political prisoners alongside Tommy have been treated. Simply for expressing their right to freedom of expression. So a number of peaceful protests should be held all over the country. I think just small scale, and then obviously there'll be protests outside Westminster Magistrates Court. Um, I think Tommy desperately needs our support more now than ever from people in the United Kingdom movement, from the Christian community, from people of goodwill, from people with voices or without voices, or people in prominent positions. That's what Tommy is lacking: support from people with in prominent positions, especially our politicians. Rupert Lowe, he's not really been endorsing him that much. Ben Habib, I'm actually quite disappointed in the way that he was asked. I watched his interview with Andrew Eborn, and he kind of skirted around the topic of Tommy Robinson when he was asked about it. He never really endorses or gives him credit for where credit is due. Obviously Nigel Farage is a reform team, we all know. They just won't make any connection with Tommy. And Nick Tanconi's the only politician, and also it's a shame that a lot of our mainstream media platforms don't cover this as well. Even particular journalists, Piers Jargon, Piers Garbage Bin, Piers Moron, whatever you want to call him, Piers Morgan's an absolute coward. He would never face the facts about Jamal, the Syrian refugee, in that documentary, and all the rest of it. But yeah, Richard Inman made a video 2 days ago, just calling for a kind of a prayer time for Tommy. So today or tomorrow, reserve 10-15 minutes of your day just to spend um, that time in the presence of God, to keep Tommy in your prayers, to pray for Tommy, pray for Lucy Connolly, for our political prisoners who are just being treated in the most appalling way. It's totally, totally unjust. This two-tier governance, judicial system, our policing, the whole of society, all of the odds are stacked against the working class communities, Christians, people of goodwill, people with common sense, people who stand with freedom of speech. So I really hope that Tommy isn't remanded again tomorrow, that he isn't sent back to solitary confinement. He deserves his voice, and it needs to be heard. Every time he's not there at the United Kingdom movements, there's always something missing, isn't it? The atmosphere is not the same. So hopefully he'll be there for the 13th of September. I think this will make a massive impact. This will be the biggest free speech festival. Anyone who believes in freedom of expression and seeks to defend it, they should be there. There's no reason not to be there. To stand with your brothers and sisters and your community. To defend the very thing, the very essence that sprung out of Christianity and Christian doctrine, essentially. But that's all I have to say, guys. Just a very quick one, as I said. Be sure to leave your comment down below. Keep Tommy in your prayers. Just spend 10-15 minutes just praying. I think that's a great idea. Anyways, Guardian Mo's clocking out.